Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we've got some pretty cool modding news today. You might have recalled a few days back actually, we talked about a modded campaign that's being created by using the new Cane tools, something that was used for the Immortal Empires expanded map, and it's basically just the Warhammer 1 map turned into a more true scale situation, right? We saw a little bit of a hint towards Estalia, but now we've got the full map reveal. This is going to be the campaign map for this absolutely glorious mod. ChaosRobie once again proving that he's absolutely insane. What an amazing display here. I am stunned, and stunned I think isn't even the word. So some information that was posted so far reveals that there are 666 settlements to a total of 244 provinces. Yes, this is basically larger in scale than the Immortal Empires, obviously in a more compact sense, because obviously the map is centered around the old world, but yeah, look at it, it is glorious. I'm looking at all this, you can see so many lore locations, obviously some stuff which has been added into just to fluff up the map a bit, because while we do have some detailed maps of the Warhammer Fantasy world, we don't actually have a detailed map of everything, put it that way, right? And yeah, I mean, it's massive. You can see that, say for example, if you look towards Albion, there are 8 provinces in Albion, for example, which is going to make it absolutely massive. Well, not too massive, but around the size of a small country in Total War Warhammer 3 in the Immortal Empires. Norska is ginormous, and I absolutely love this because, yeah, Norska feels too small and too cramped in Total War Warhammer 3. Again, I know it's not the fault of the developers, the engine can only do so much, and the fact is that Norska was never really mapped out officially by Games Workshop. Like, there's details, but not that much. Kislev is huge, so you've got a big chunk of land there. The Empire is everything I could have hoped for and more. Oh my god, it just looks amazing. I can't stop looking at it. This is true scale. This is, well, as close to true scale as possible. If you look at the Reichland area, for example, it's 3 provinces. And don't worry, we're going to start doing some map painting just to show off different locations. It's just everything looks insane. It's really difficult to just talk about this in a critical way, but like Bretonnia is the perfect example. Bretonnia looks absolutely massive, which is something that's really important. One thing that I always did dislike about Total War Warhammer is Bretonnia feeling a lot smaller. Well, a lot of places had to be, let's be honest, distorted in a sense. Thankfully not as bad as the Realm of Chaos map. The Immortal Empires map is still one of my favorite things ever released, but yeah, just seeing this like this is beautiful. I mean, wow. So look at Athaloran. Athaloran is now 13 regions. I don't know how many settlements are going in there, but it can be assumed that there might be a few with like the bigger regions. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. It's already much bigger than it normally is. I don't know exactly what Robbie has planned for this. I really should reach out to him for an interview, to be honest, because I'd love to pick his brain on this type of stuff. It's definitely much better to see the Wood Elves having a proper empire area, you know, something that they can build up for themselves and have enough territory to not feel like they're being squished. Because, again, Immortal Empires and just in general, all the maps barring the Wood Elf campaign map from Warhammer 1 just felt too constricted. You see the scaling when you actually look at Bretonnia. I mean, every single dukedom is represented there. You can see Aquitaine is a major thing. In Warhammer 3, they are a minor settlement, but really it's a proper major dukedom. It's actually where the Red Duke originally comes from, because Red Duke is not actually from Musalon. So there's a lot of stuff here, and it looks phenomenal. Again, I am just so happy to see something like this. I don't know exactly when Robbie plans to release something like this. This is going to be a work that is going to take like months. This is going to take a long time, but you can already see just a stupid amount of work that's been done, right? Even just mapping something out like this is incredible, right? And we know that he's got the more or less fleshed out land because we've seen it in screenshots. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. So this is a little larger than the Immortal Empires in terms of scaling, so turn time should be more or less the same. Let's hope at the very least. But even then, I am more than willing to wait for like 5 minutes for a turn if it's this. I mean, goddamn. it's proving how incredible these game tools really are, which was developed by modders, but also CA did help. It's important to mention that, because I know a lot of people have been against CA lately, and it's understandable given circumstances, but this is a work of art, and this was only possible because obviously CA did help a little bit. And goddamn, again, I just can't stop looking at this. The more, when I start painting stuff in, it's like, oh my god, I really just want to have a campaign. Actually, truth be told, you might see the scaling a little bit better when you look at Kislev. Look how massive it is. See, that's a representation of the Kislev that I know. The one in Immortal Empires is way too small. So yeah, Kislev is a fairly large country. A lot of these countries are actually fairly large. Even then, if you look at the Empire, it's massive too. Honestly, this is what I want to see. And even keep this in mind, right? Prior to the Great War Against Chaos, which is the setting for Warhammer the Old World, Kislev was even larger than this. So it's great to see a decent amount of scaling here. It's great to see some artistic interpretation for certain locations. That's very true. This means that you as a faction, no matter who you play, have a lot of areas that you can build up an empire with, and honestly, just have allies without needing to feel like you need to go into their territories. Kislev is a very good example there, where in Immortal Empires, you're kind of forced into seeing how things are going with Festus, or maybe even with Vlad, to then take those territories for yourself without trying to fight against France. This is definitely going to provide some pretty cool campaigns. Keep in mind that some stuff has already been revealed, like for example, Hell Pit just above Kislev is like 9 settlements, which is following the whole 9 circles of Hell Pit thing. Again, we discussed this in the previous video. A lot of Warhammer is inspired by our real world literature and so on, so that was taken from Dante's Inferno. So like I said in the previous video, there's a lot of races that actually are active during this period, you know, in this map. It's not just like the basic ones. Vampires, you will actually see not just von Carsteins, but you will see Necrocs and Blood Dragons and lore. So hopefully they're represented here. We have loads of really cool mods that bring them in, and just like Immortal Empires expanded, I imagine that after some time, it could be possible, if the modding community is interested in kind of fleshing this out by porting that stuff over. Again, this is more speculation, but it'd be really cool. Like, for example, Cataff Southern Realms, right? How cool would it be to have a full-scale Estalia and Talia, right? Or, you know, Mixu's Legendary Lords, to have all the different elect accounts, so you actually have full areas for that. I mean, even just possible Norska campaigns would be incredible with this. There's not that many Norska mods, though. It's actually kind of interesting, isn't it? There's just so much potential here. Ovia and Albion would be great, too. There's a lot of dwarf factions, a lot of orc factions, actually, in the Badlands, and obviously the World's Edge Mountains. God, I want this so badly. It's going to be a while. I don't know exactly when ChaosRobie wants to have this done by, and obviously, you know, he does this for free, so let him take his time. Art demands time and patience, especially from the community, let's be honest. A lot of us, including myself, don't worry, I'm calling myself out here, we're fairly impatient. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't wait to see what happens here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I've just been gushing over this map so much, and I can't wait to see more. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.